Hi there, and welcome to the Creatives Get Real podcast. I'm Roben-Marie Smith.
And I'm Sandi Keene, and these are real conversations about the creative life. Roben-Marie, happy anniversary.
Woohoo! What's the anniversary?
6 months.
Oh, 6 months. We've been doing this podcast for 6 months. It went by so fast.
It did. It did. I honestly didn't know the first time we did it do we have enough to talk about?
I know. And I still kind of ask you that. Do we have enough topics? What do you think?
I'm like, oh yeah, I still have a list of like 15 or 20.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're very lucky that our listeners give us topics, and I got one today. So
good.
Yeah, we're good. So today is, I'm going to let you say it.
Yes. This episode is our season 1 wrap up. So we are coming back with a season 2, but we decided that the holidays are important to us. They're important for us to spend time with our family and our friends and relax and rejuvenate. We encourage all of you to do that. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to take a break, and we're going to rejuvenate ourselves and come back fresh in January. So this episode will end season 1, and then we will be back on January 10th with season 2.
That sounds great.
So we wanted you to know that and be aware, so that if you're popping in, or if you're a new listener, a new subscriber, that you understand that we are still at it. We are just taking a break, which we think is important, and everyone should. So
there's hot chocolate to be drunk, and there's cookies to be baked, and gifts to be wrapped.
That's right.
And maybe a little art to be created.
That's right.
And that's what we will be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we thought it would be fun if we talked about some of our favorite memories. And we want to start with our top 3 episodes that we thought the content was something that we're really proud of, or we've gotten a lot of comments on because they have really touched people. So we're going to talk about if during the Christmas season you're creating and you want what we think are some of our very best episodes. Here's some recommendations of what you can listen to.
Yep, absolutely. And we did this independent, so we didn't collaborate on which ones were our favorite. Right. We just wrote them down. And I think, as I see it, we only have one that overlaps. So we'll start with that one.
Yes, we should. And gosh, this might be my very favorite one. And that is episode 9, which was called The 24-Hour Rule.
Yeah. Yep.
And I can't tell you how much feedback I got on this one. And I know you did as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was no doubt that's the first one I'm going to write down, because that one, we have a history with that, I think, too, because working with you as my coach, and even before that, just friends and helping me with my business, it's this idea of, always taking time to consider before you say yes. It's so easy as women, I think, especially as women, to just say yes to everything and make everybody happy. And, we just want everything to be, comfortable and easy. And then you say yes, and it's like, oh no, what did I just do? And I think our thoughts that we put together for that episode really helped a lot of people to look at things and go, it's okay for me to say, I will consider that. I'll give it some time and I'll get back to you. Hence the 24-hour rule.
Right. And we talked a lot. I can't tell you how many times we said during that episode, because I've listened to it more than once, saying no effectively, yet gracefully.
Yet gracefully.
Yes.
Yep.
And how important that is to make sure that people know you mean no when you say no, but you can say it in a way that has grace and a little bit of class to it.
That's right.
And you leave people with their dignity, and you take your dignity.
That's right.
And you both walk away feeling good about the encounter, even though you said no.
That's right. Because often we're left feeling guilty, and then we second guess ourselves, whether we've said yes or whether we've said no.
Right.
And it's so important to be able to find that boundary and be able to stick to that and be like, okay, I have to stick with what's going to be the best for me in this situation, or whatever it is. So I think this was definitely one that rang true for so many. It really touched a lot of people in a way. I was like, okay, I can do this, and I'm going to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of messages that said, I needed to hear this right now.
Yeah, which I love when that happens.
I know. The timing was just like perfect for some people, and we're thrilled when that happens.
Yep.
So yes, that was the one that we both chose as a really big deal.
Yeah, it's an important one.
If you haven't listened to episode 9, please go back and listen to it. It's one that I think as a creative and as a woman, I need to listen to. Just to remind myself.
Well, and really the timing of it, I think even if you've listened to it, what is today? Today's the 6th of December that we're releasing this. We're getting ready to jump into the Christmas holidays. Schedules are going to be getting busy. Maybe go back and listen to this and consider, refresh your memory of it and be like, okay, I'm going into the holidays now, and, there's going to be push and pull in so many different directions from us, from everywhere.
Yeah, usually, a lot of times it's
family,
family and job.
Expectations and everything, yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's a good time to review that. Mm-hmm. Okay, my second one is episode 11, and it was branding as storytelling. Ooh. Yes, this was one of my favorite ones because I think that a lot of people either don't understand what branding is, or they're overwhelmed by branding. And we talked about the fact that we ourselves have both been overwhelmed by this giant word branding, and what does it mean, and what do we have to do, and how do we use it. So I thought this was a great episode, and we have promised that we will do another episode, at least one more.
Yes.
On branding. We could probably do literally 5
Oh,
more.
Absolutely. But to just up level it a little bit, we touched on some things, but I think another episode of that. And I think it's, as we even mentioned in the episode, it's kind of a scary thing. And we really want to be able to kind of break down that doesn't need to be scary. And
not at all.
But it's important.
Very.
To your messaging and how you present yourself online.
Right. And deciding these things and writing out, things like what is your message and what is your purpose. That's a map. It's a guidepost. It helps you make decisions.
Yeah.
And it makes those decisions that you have to make, makes them easier to make. Because you've already defined things. So it's really important if you're going into business. If you're a hobbyist, okay, lucky you. You don't have to do branding. But the rest of us who are either a hobbyist thinking about a business or someone who really has a business dream, branding is important.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, tell me about yours.
Okay, so I really didn't have these in any particular order except for number 9 that we just talked about. 24, which was a recent one, and that was the how creatives benefit from participating in a challenge. And I think it's just because I really like doing challenges. I mean, it's really huge for you as a host even, but it has helped me so much, mainly when I've done the 100-day project, to really focus and commit and be disciplined to creating. I feel like having done challenges, I know for me, I've got to have a goal. At times, just kind of going in there willy-nilly and going, oh, what do I want to create today? I mean, sometimes I can do that, but this really, the participating in challenges have helped me so much to be focused and to plan, and then it leads into other things.
Always.
And I really liked that episode because of some of the feedback we got of thank you for sharing with us, how to do it, how to go about it, how to get the most out of it and be a good challenge member and participant. And I think kind of breaking it down to make it not so scary to go, oh, I can do that, and understand that there's no, well, you have to stay on the schedule and you have to post and you have to do this, but it's not like that, So I really liked that episode. It was fun.
Yeah, challenges, I love doing them. I miss them when I haven't had one in my life for a while. Yeah. And, in fact, during this season, we actually have a challenge. We do the Morning Pages Challenge.
That's
did that in November, I believe it was.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's really cool. We love challenges. That's a great episode. Okay, mine is right next to yours. Mine is episode 25, and that is 5 things you can do to improve your IG profile, Instagram.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I picked this one because this is the episode I think that helped me the most out of all the episodes. And several people contacted me right after that episode and said, will you help me with my Instagram profile because I learned so much that I'm doing wrong. Can you help me make it right? And I'm like, well, just as soon as I finish fixing mine because mine was all wrong.
Yeah.
And that was a great episode. I learned so much from you, actually, about what you can do. And there were great tips in there.
Thanks. Yeah. And it was good. I did get some that sent their like screenshots of, can you know, what do you think? How did I do? And I love that. I love that. But it's great to go in and look and go, that looks awesome. You know, I know who you are, what you do. I can, you know, it just makes it, it's so cool to see that. And I'm glad that you felt like you got a lot out of that too. I knew I understood.
If I could pick 2 things from that episode, it would be one, realizing that title where you can put your name, but don't need to put your name is searchable. Huge.
Yep.
And I didn't know that if you put your hashtags in, that they're clickable. I did learn that you have to actually put the hashtag in and choose it from your list so that it links that hashtag to the actual
Good
hashtag.
Point.
Because I did it wrong the first time. I'm like, these aren't linking. What the heck?
Yeah, why is it not working?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to choose the hashtag. I get it now. That was 2 really cool tips.
Good. I like that episode too. That was, I mean, anything techie and like that, I enjoy too. So we only picked 3. So my third one is number 12. And that was what holds you back? You know, as a creative, what are those things that hold you back? And I think that we just hear this so often, you know, the struggle between, you know, getting your work out there, feeling like you have something to offer, of value that, you know, not to look at everybody else and feel like, can't, I'm not there. And there was a lot of reaching out to us and comments and thoughts about this episode. And I feel like it helped validate for some to be like, I can be brave and do this, you know, I can put my work out there. And also I think sometimes it's hard to just recognize what's holding you back.
Right.
You know, and I think by pointing out some things, I mean, as a coach for you, you're able to help your clients be like, okay, I know what's holding you back. And it's obvious to me, but you're not seeing it, you know? And sometimes the biggest thing is just having confidence.
It is. It's
I know
about fear.
That's my thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's just hard. And it's not that the person who's been out there doing this for years is got the confidence thing down because we're not any different.
No,
at all. So
no, you know what? We're just more experienced of working through the fear.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's not that we don't have fear anymore. We have the same fear you do.
Yeah.
We just have experience of walking through it.
Yeah.
And knowing.
Yeah.
Here it is again.
Yeah.
It'll come. It'll go.
Yeah.
It's just part of the journey.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, we think all of the episodes are pretty great, but we'll pat ourselves on the back there and say we love our podcast, but we really feel like there's some value really in all of them, but we
hope so.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, we've gotten some great feedback. It's been a great 6 months, and we're planning on coming back, and we'll just keep on covering the topics that we've got, guys, and we just appreciate all the love that you guys have shared with us. What we also want to do is kind of share some funny moments of just some things that we remember from when we first started, just moments that have happened and things that have happened and that have made us laugh. And I'm going to share the first one because it happened today, which I thought was really hilarious. So I'm plugging in the microphones to the laptop because we're recording on the laptop, and we have it's a splitter microphone. And so I'm plugging this microphone in, and I look over at Sandi, and I was like, you know, I can't figure out why when I'm doing the editing, my voice is always so much louder than yours. And the look on her face Said it all. It was like, what,
Really?
you really can't figure that one out? And then I started laughing because as soon as I looked, I hadn't even quite finished the sentence. And I looked at her and I'm like, it's because I talk too loud, isn't it? And it's just like, maybe I need to put the microphone like way away from me. But anyway,
Yes.
So when you're listening and I'm sounding louder, it's not a technical difficulty. It's the fact that I talk too loud. And I try to talk a little bit lower, but it just doesn't work. So,
Oh, well, it's funny because it does bring out the fact that we have personality differences. And Robin and I went on an art retreat, kind of took a class together, and we traveled together. And there she drove, and we were in the car together. And Roben-Marie she's driving. So she stops the car, unbuckles her seatbelt, grabs her purse, jumps out of the car. She is halfway to the store, and I'm literally still unbuckling my seatbelt. And I look up, and I'm like, where the heck is she?
And I'm looking back going,
Where is she?
What's going on? Is everything okay?
Yes, but you are faster, you are louder, you are a more animated person than I am, and there's times when it is hysterical because I'm like, where is she? In fact, we have a joke about wait for me.
Wait for me.
Wait for me. It's like, hang on, wait for me.
So now if we go somewhere together or wherever it is, I'm like, okay, you just need to make sure that you're, just take a breath and just do it a little bit slower.
Wait for grandma.
Wait for grandma. She'll catch up to you. Just too funny. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that memory. It's one of my favorites of us and our friendship.
What? Where is she?
And then you told your sister about it, I remember. And then you told me the story. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too funny.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
us.
good memory. So, and then there was the one we were doing the episode at your place, and we were talking about editing video.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you share that one because that one was funny too.
Yeah, we were talking about how you can film, and you can film with editing in mind, and that when certain things, bloopery kind of things happen, whether it's, I have dogs, so the dog barks, or if you have children, the baby cries, or the doorbell rings, and literally 5 seconds after I said the doorbell rings, my doorbell rang, and we left it in because we were laughing. And it was Amazon, probably bringing me an art book. And it was just so ironic that right after I said, and the doorbell rings, like, ding dong.
And it was like, did that just happen? Like, really? And it was like, we have to leave that in. Because, guys, we cut stuff out. And there's just times when you're just like, we have to leave this in. I mean, we've had... I don't know. There's been some times when just starting the podcast, and this, I'll let Sandi tell this because this goes into my okay, we're ready. Let's go. Let's go. It's like, it's time.
Robin will say, are you ready? Hi, this is Roben-Marie. I'm like, where's the breath?
And I'm like, come on. I thought you said you were ready. And she's like, no,
whoa,
give
stop.
me a second to catch my breath. And then we're going. I'm like, okay, are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? And I got my finger over the button. Are you ready? You sure?
We're like the tortoise and the hare.
That's a great example. I love that.
I mean, we really are. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And let me get it. Oh, you started? I was going to get a drink, put on my lip gloss, consider going to the bathroom, and Roben-Marie's already. Today's topic.
Okay, so this isn't a podcast memory, but we'll share it. And this is like early on in our friendship. So we made plans. I was to meet you at your house at whatever. Let's say it was 9:00 in the morning.
I know where this is going.
So I show up at I don't know, it was 9:45 till, maybe 10 till. And
I yelled at you.
And you opened up the door and you're still in your pajamas and you're not ready. And I remember thinking, I looked at you like, do I have the wrong time? Am I here on the right day? And see, we're opposites in the fact, well, lots of things, but I get ready early so that I'm ready to go, and then I do all my stuff. Mm-hmm. Sandi's the opposite.
I am the opposite.
She does all her stuff, and in the last 5, 10, 15 minutes, she gets ready. And I mean, it was like, that was a revelation because I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, I was a little earlier than I should have been. But now there's times when I pull into her subdivision and I start driving really slow. And I've even pulled over. Remember that one time I pulled over and I was like, well, I'm just going to wait right here across the street.
Because I don't want her to yell at me again.
I know. And you came out and you're like, you can come in. I'm like, but I'm 5 minutes early. I need to be right on the nose.
I remember opening the door in my pajamas, no makeup. And we were going somewhere, and I'm like, do you know how much I can do in 10 minutes?
It is amazing because I can't do that at all. So it was hilarious. I mean,
I'm like, come in and talk to me while I get dressed.
See, you're fast in that department.
I'm not fast there.
That was hilarious.
Yes, I love to do like clean and do all that stuff right in my nightgown. I don't get dressed. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was the last thing I do is put on my makeup.
Well, I didn't know that. So it's like,
you
okay,
do
now I know. And then we had a moment, for those of you that have listened, and you may or may not have heard the original episode, but when you've heard the term raspberries, it means we forgot what we were going to say.
Yes.
Which happened on one of it was an early podcast, I think.
Yeah, where I completely lost my train of thought. Mm-hmm. And it was just one of those moments where your mind goes blank. Mm-hmm. And I know that I have a microphone, on my body and that I'm supposed to be making sense. And I'm like, I have no idea where I was going. I don't know what I was going to say. My mind is empty. All I can think of is raspberries.
And then we just laughed. It was so funny. We do a lot of laughing, though. A lot of it happens at the beginning, and I remember I got into a laughing fit and absolutely could not introduce the podcast. Like, it was, and there's been times when we've been recording, and we're in those moments, and I'm like, no, I'm leaving it in. And then you're like, no, we're not. No, we're leaving that in. It's funny. Yes, we're leaving it in. So there's a lot of stuff that we've left a few things in, but we've got some bloopers.
We do.
Because we riff a lot, and we just sort of, we always have kind of a plan of what we want to talk about, but oftentimes it just kind of goes.
Right. There's no script. There's no cue cards. I know you're like, really? We can't tell that you guys don't have a script. We're just, two friends talking about important things in the art life.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one time when I was laughing and had lost my way so hard. And Robin's like, no, we're just going to leave that in. And I absolutely refuse. I'm like, I'm not speaking again.
No, she wouldn't. So I had to. But little does she know, I'm the one that edits. And, I can kind of do what I want with all of that. But no, I didn't. You. No, I didn't. So that was funny. But we really have had fun with this. And it's been a joy. Not just getting to spend time with you on a regular basis and just talk about these topics that we love and they're important, but the impact, that we feel like from the feedback that we've received, that it's just been like awesome.
Yeah. And we love it that people listen to us while they're creating and that we get to be there in your art room with you and, just encourage you along the way.
Yeah, it's been a joy. So we are wrapping up season 1. Again, we will be back on January 10th, and we hope that you have an amazing holiday with your family and friends. Do take time to relax and rest and create. If that's important too.
Yes, and agreed. And we hope that you get fantastic art gifts for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate.
Right. All right. Well, we will see you in the new year.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for listening to this episode of Creatives Get Real.
We love hearing from you. So hop on over to Instagram and leave us a comment. And we also appreciate reviews on iTunes.
And you can find me, Sandi Keene, at sandykeene.com and my classes at popupartclasses.com.
And you can find me, Roben-Marie Smith, at robenmarie.com. And if you're looking for and need tech support, check out my membership site, makerstechu.com.